Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Crawfish Warehouse as WJLX presents the Coaches Show, our weekly rundown of all the action in the Walwyn area. Joining us up tonight, Jonathan Timmons, James Phillips, Patrick Hanna, and Brian Hale. And guys, we kind of had a do-si-do in between this week and last week. Jasper was about the only game in town along with Curry, Winston County. This week, Jasper's off, but we got a whole lot of county games to talk about, and a lot of it starting to evolve around playoff time. We're starting to get the playoff races that we talk about. But, guys, what do y'all think about Jasper's performance on Friday night?
I thought they did a very, very good job of being in control of the entire ball game. It was a very run-heavy ball game, and I think a lot of that kind of contests to the respect that Dora had for Jasper secondary. I mean, they've been consistently getting interceptions all throughout the season, and so they basically played smash mouth football. One thing that me and you talked about on the scoreboard show is we love seeing the fullback back in play. And so just bringing out that heavy run package deal, their fullback, I think ended up with over 100 yards in the game. So it was I know the score doesn't show it, but I thought it was a very, very well-played ball game.
And, James, of course, you were calling the game. Fullback actually on both teams really came out, played both well on both sides. What was your assessment?
Yeah, I think Dora played with they played with a lot of
intensity.
I don't know the word to say, but they came out. They didn't let the stage make them anything other than just we're going to play football tonight. And I think they did a really good job of coming out and hitting Jasper. Jasper got on top by a couple scores. With Dora's one-dimensional offense, there was no way they were going to be coming back. But I think they answered a lot of questions during that game to show that they're not giving up, even though they're 0-6 on the year. And they've got some very winnable games coming up starting this week. So hopefully we'll see them pick up several wins.
Timmons is doing some technical work, so we'll just say he'll say, yeah, what y'all said.
Yeah.
Going through the scores for last Friday night, it was Jasper the winner over Dora, 35-9. Winston County blanks Curry, 22-0. Good Hope a winner over Addison, 41-6. Cold Springs beats Lynn, 36-12. Obviously, we've talked about the Jasper game. Winston County with a big victory over Curry. They seem to have themselves back into good graces after a couple of losses.
Back into good graces with who?
Themselves.
Oh, okay. Not with me.
I was about to say, I was kind of wondering that question too. But I know when we had Trent Kennedy on the phone, he said that, Curry moved the ball very well. They just had a lot of missed opportunities in the red zone. And I think they had like a fumble on the 2-yard line that really kind of set the stage for Winston County to kind of open things up. But the thing that I've been very impressed with is Curry is very physical this year.
They are.
That's been something that has been missing for a long time. And Coach Cordell and them, they've got things going in the right direction. And I think that there's still some winnable games on the schedule for them. They'll be contending for that 4th seed.
Well, the good thing with Curry, as physical as they are, it's a lot of young kids that are being physical. Like you're talking about 8th graders are out there playing and playing well. So the future looks good right now.
That's right.
For Curry for sure. And they do have, they've still got a game out there with Dora who has not won a game. So, I mean, there's a lot of more winnable games out there for Curry. And we'll see how the rest of the season goes. But it's definitely an improvement of what we've seen the last few years from the Yellow Jackets.
Most definitely.
I'm not going to kick around Good Hope Addison. Guys, we remember when Jasper played Mars Hill, which was winning state championships at the 3A level. They beat them 35-0. Addison, which is a 1A, plays the number 6 undefeated team in Class 4A. I don't think that you can take anything away from this other than just say, okay, look, it happened.
The key for that game is Addison came out with no injuries.
Absolutely.
That's true. Yeah, and I talked to Jonathan Bentley. He went to that game, and he was talking about how Good Hope is legit. Like, they looked really good for a 4A team. And when you're playing that many steps up in classification, that's a big jump.
It is. It very much is. And Cold Springs, they seem to be a a pretty heady target this year for just about everybody as they beat Lynn 36-12. We know earlier on in the season they had beat Curry, so they're making some noise in Class 2A.
Yeah, Cold Springs, that's a team that years ago when you and I first started as sports writers, they were terrible. They were always terrible.
They were on like a 37-game losing streak at one point.
But they've really turned it around in the last couple years, and even though they're a larger school, I really thought Lynn would win that game. But to be able to see Cold Springs beat Lynn, that's a big win for them.
Absolutely. We are going to run through the schedule and then take a short break, and we'll go over some of these games here. Obviously, Jasper is off. Our game of the week on county over in JBE is one that we just mentioned. It's Haleyville at Dora, and both teams 0-6, 0-3 in the region. We'll talk about that one in just a few minutes. Carbon Hill is going to be at Winfield, Cordova at Fayette County, Curry at number 6 Good Hope, who we just talked about, Waterloo at number 7 Addison, Meek at Shoals Christian, number 9 Berry at Lynn, and Winston County at Lexington. So guys, why don't we take about a 3-minute break, and we'll come back and kick these around in just a moment. JP, do you want me? Welcome back, everybody, to the Thursday night tradition here at the Crawfish Warehouse WJLX Coaches Show. Timmons, Phillips, Hale, and Hannah all with you. And, guys, let's start off with the first one, the game that's on JBE tomorrow night. It's Dora versus Haleyville. Now, we all saw Dora last week. I've seen Haleyville against Curry, and I can pretty much tell you that from a physical standpoint, Dora has a huge advantage on this, and I think it's going to be enough to get them to victory. Guys, what do you think?
Well, I think Dora, I mean, I'm guessing there's no suspensions from last week, or if we haven't heard anything. That would be the only thing that I think could throw them out of sync. But it looked like like we said earlier, they answered a lot of questions last week, and I really feel like this is the game that they needed on their schedule right now at this time. It's homecoming at Dora. They're having a parade tomorrow. Everybody should be excited. So they go out there and they beat Haleyville. That's what they need, and I think that's what happens.
They play like they did against Jasper. I think that it should be an easy win for them because they basically punched Jasper in the mouth on defense. They really exposed, a little weakness that with us being able to tackle, especially when they had that big fullback. It took 3 or 4 people from Jasper to be able to tackle him. We've said this numerous times. We're undersized for 6A, but we had a good team tackling aspect. And that's one thing I've kind of seen and kind of looking at some stats and stuff on Haleyville is, their tackling's not really that great.
Right.
And so I really do think that this is a good morale boost for Dora. And all it takes is that one win, and then Dora can really have a big second half season.
Absolutely. Well, I guess JT's.
No thoughts.
No thoughts. Okay. By the way, that game last week produced both of our players of the week for Jasper, Zion Koger, who had 2 phenomenal touchdowns.
Yeah.
And then for Dora, the fullback, Grayson Stevenson.
Right.
Big play out of him.
And Stevenson was somebody we really had not heard much about coming into that game, and he got put in a role where he really stepped up. And, I mean, he was a hard runner. He was hard to take down and got the yards there between the tackles more than anything.
Good combination with Jacoby Foster that could lead them to a lot of victories from here on out. We'll be watching it.
Everybody knows him now.
Mm-hmm. Carbon Hill, who's 1-4, 1-2 in the region play, they got a tall task. They're heading up to Winfield, 4-2, 2-1. Guys, this is kind of a long shot for Carbon Hill, and that's to say it kind of mildly.
Yeah, it is kind of a long shot for them. One thing that I do love, and this is something that is very common in Coach Emerson's team, they never quit. They never quit. They play tough. Even though that they may know that they're kind of undermatching a lot of the games, they're still going to go out there and give it their best. I mean, they've got a great running back in, I forgot what his name is, but I think it's his first year playing football. But when you watch him out there running, you wouldn't think it and all. And so, he's getting coached up very well. I think that this will be a respectable game, but I think Winfield comes out with a win. JP?
Yeah, I mean, I think Winfield's going to walk away with a win in this one. It's just up to Carbon Hill to show, do they look like they can stay on the field at this point? And I feel like, I hate to say this, I feel like the rest of the games that we're going to talk about with the Walker County schools, that's exactly what we're talking about. All the Walker County schools are matching up against upper echelon playoff teams this week, and this is to show, okay, where are we at? Where's our program at compared to these schools that are constantly in the playoffs? And I'm afraid we're going to find out that we're still a few steps behind.
Afraid you're right. Also, looking at the next game, let's just go ahead and call that Cordova, which is 2-3, 1-2 in the region. They're going to play Fayette County, which is 4-2, but they're undefeated in the region. It's Fayette County is one of those. Fayette County is one of those front runners in that region with Dora, Curry, and Cordova, and this is going to be a really tough test for the Blue Devils.
I think this is the game that we use for Pick'em on the scoreboard show too. I think. I really do think that this is a good evaluator for a region game for Cordova. We've kind of seen different versions of Cordova all throughout the season, and so I'm kind of sitting there, and this is why I was kind of telling some of our some of the high school boys that are in our youth group at Cordova, I asked them, I'm like, what version are we going to see this week? Just being able to kind of shoot them straight in that aspect. And they feel very confident. But, it's like what we said, these are high school guys. Mm-hmm. But I really do think if we have a Coach Maynard team that loves to hit people, I really do think that Cordova could upset.
JP, what do you think?
I think upset might be a stretch, but I do think Cordova can stay on the field and make it competitive. But I agree with Patrick completely on Cordova has multiple personalities. Like, we don't know what team's going to show up what week. Sometimes it depends on the competition. Sometimes it doesn't depend on the competition. Sometimes they've played up to teams. Sometimes they've played, they've dominated teams that they were supposed to dominate. But so we don't know what's going to show up as far as the Blue Devils go. But we do know Fayette County is a very good team this year, and probably between Fayette County and Hamilton, those are the two best teams in that region.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they're gonna pull it out because I picked them in the week, and I want to kind of get in that matchup with you and Zach. But I'll be the friendly version.
There you go.
Because you are a young man, not an old man, like you said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Moving right along, guys. Curry, which is 2-4, 1-2 in region play, and boy, they've got a mountain to climb. That Good Hope team that ruined Addison last week, that's where Curry's got to go. They are number 6 in the state, 5-0, 3-0 in region play. I love the Yellow Jackets, guys, but this is a little bit too much of a Mount Everest climb.
Yeah, I really do think that for this one, it should be the goal like it was for Addison. Let's come out injury-free.
Yeah,
it's the way that I would approach that one.
Injury-free, and just keep playing your game. Like, just keep moving forward. That's what Curry's trying to do. They're trying to improve. Keep moving forward.
What is Curry's game?
Curry,
y'all seen Curry more than I have, I think. So, Brian, what do you think? We've seen 5-6 games now from Curry. What is their game plan? What is their game?
They've actually gone in the same. Basically the same tradition as Dora and Cordova have. They line up in the I formation. They use a fullback. They try to physical you. They try to basically control the clock. They're very much what you would see in the 1990s as a ball control offense. And, for what they're trying to do, it works good for them.
Well, and you look at a team like Curry compared to other teams that are on their schedule that they're playing, they don't have the number of athletes that those other teams have. So they're going to want to control the football, control the time of possession, don't turn the ball over, and just play fundamental old-school football, and that's the way for them to stay in a game.
Did anybody get a recap from the Winston County matchup? Did
I think Zach kind of gave us a recap on the scoreboard show, but I can't remember exactly, statistics-wise.
Trent Kennedy called in too, right?
Yeah, he did.
He talked a little bit about some untimely turnovers, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like they had their opportunities
Yep.
and didn't cash in on them was the biggest issue.
Yeah, that sucks.
What? Guys, moving along to another matchup that's going to be very tough. Number 3 Gordo, 6-0 and 3-0, head to Oakman, 2-3, 2-1. Gordo is just looking like they're just sitting back waiting until they can play Vinemont and some of these others. It's almost just they've already beaten Winfield pretty handily. Gordo
can beat most 6A schools.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how good they are. And they're in 3A.
Yeah.
So Oakman's a very, very young team. They've got Tyler Thomas, who looks like he'd be playing for Gordo. And then they've got a lot of young guys. So I think this is going to be Gordo all the way. But let's just, again, what Patrick said earlier, nobody get injured, and just try to get better going into the next week.
Yeah, I mean, Gordo's the standard for the small school, middle school, well, not middle school, but middle-sized school ball in that aspect. And I remember watching them when they came to play Curry a couple years ago when my stepson was playing, and I mean they looked like grown men and stuff out there. And we had Coach Ward on the coaches show, and I've talked with Coach Painter as well, and they said that coming out of their bye week, it's the gauntlet of who's who in 3A that they're going to be facing, and their goal was to get guys some meaningful snaps, come out healthy, and to mature. and to be able to think future, in the next couple of years, we could be that standard that Gordo is. And I really do believe that mindset, because in listening to Coach Ward when he called in, he was very passionate, saying if this group of young guys will stick together, we can be contending for a state title.
Absolutely. They've got a good foundation built, so it's going to be interesting to see. One game that I don't think is going to be very interesting, Waterloo 2-3, 1-2, has got to go up and face an Addison team that's going to be looking to show themselves back out. That juggernaut Addison team, I think this is going to be bad, considering that Waterloo has already lost 66-0 to Meek and some other teams. This is going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, this one, because I'm left my notes at home, but I thought I tallied up, and I think Addison is averaging close to 60 points a game.
Yes.
And so, I mean, it is just unreal. When you look at that aspect, you think it's all rushing yards, but they're airing the ball out, and that's something that you don't see very common in 1A, 2A ball. Normally they're all in the wishbone packages, or they're just running right down your throat, but they got a quarterback that can sling it.
One of the Roberts, of course, going in that tradition. We know his brother Christian did it well. He's playing at Sanford right now, but James, we've known this for years. Mark Hastings produces quarterbacks.
Yeah, he definitely does, and he's always produced quarterbacks that put up big numbers, and we see that at Addison, and we've never really seen. I mean, we've seen quarterbacks put up big numbers, but in different ways. It's a different look Addison team.
Very much is. Meek has a very integral matchup. They're 3-2 and 2-1 in region play. They're going up against Shoals Christian, which is only 2-3, but they're also 2-1 in region play. Obviously, this is one that the Tigers really need.
Yeah, I think this is a very key one for them for playoff purposes. Coach Evans always has well-disciplined teams out there, and Nick talks about him a lot on the show, and just being able for him to be a friend of his and being able to coach with him. I think this is going to be the game that everybody will have eyes on for Winston County.
Well,
I think Winston County.
We're actually on Meek
we're
Shoals
at Meek
Christian.
and Shoals Christian. I'm sorry.
My bad.
I had a message come in as I was looking at that. Meek and Shoals Christian. I agree with Patrick in the fact that this is going to be a playoff type thing. Like if Shoals Christian can come up with the upset, they're 2-1 in the region. Meek's 2-1 in the region. This is the one that will put one of these teams in third or fourth place probably.
Absolutely. Number 9 Berry, which is 4-1, 2-1 region play. They're going to head over to Lynn. Now, Lynn is 3-3, but they're undefeated in region play. One of those wins includes a win over Pickens County, which should be explanation enough.
Right.
I like Lynn at home, guys. What do you think?
Well, I agree. I think Lynn should have the advantage in this game. They've played a lot tougher non-region schedule than what Berry has. Berry, I just don't know about Berry being ranked at number 9. Berry's one of those teams that they put up a lot of wins sometimes, but when they really need the win, they're usually not there.
Yeah, kind of lax.
Yeah,
Patrick, what do you think?
That's what I was thinking. And when you look at Lynn, those 3 losses, like you said, were against some very tough competition, but it was to prepare them for region play. And so they're winning the ones that matter, you could say. I mean, every game matters, but when it comes to playoffs, that's 3 big wins right there. And normally it's 4 and you can get in. And also they just really need one more.
Well, and they've already wrapped up their non-region play. So the rest of the way is region.
Exactly.
And they've still got some teams in that region who aren't very good that are left on Lynn's schedule. So I really do think the Bears can end up winning this one by a couple of scores.
Next segment, we'll talk about those opponents as we do the playoff rundown. We were talking about the 4 wins. Winston County, which is 3-3 and 1-1 in region play, they go to Lexington, which is 4-2 and 2-1. They are in a region with only 6 teams, so there's not a whole lot of room to mess up. As it stands right now, this is going to be very interesting for Winston County to try to go out there and get a win on the road against a similarly matched opponent.
Yeah, I mean, everything that I looked at in who they're playing, it literally looks like they're playing themselves in that aspect. And so this is really going to show Winston County, hey, we play against each other, we practice against each other, so we really should know what to expect in this one. From everything that I looked at on this, Lexington is just like Winston County and how they run their same style of offense, same style of defense. So I think this is going to be a pretty good game.
Does anybody have any idea where Lexington is at? Like, I've never heard of Lexington, Alabama.
It's not in Kentucky.
Yeah, I thought it was an out-of-state game all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Winston County's going to go to Lexington. Lexington's got the one loss. I think it will be a very similar game, like Patrick was saying. It's going to be a close game. I don't know who's going to win it, but, let's pull for the Yellow Jackets. How about that?
Well, I can tell you, I'm glad we didn't do that as the pick'em score.
Yeah.
That would have been
glad
tough.
too.
Yeah.
We're going to take a 3-minute break as we approach the midway point of the hour and come back as we talk playoff races. So join us. We'll be right back. Back, everybody, to the Crawfish Warehouse. It's WJLX Coaches Show. Timmons, Phillips, Hale, Hannah here with you, and we're going to go over some playoff races here because really right now nobody's eliminated. Some have a lot taller mountains to climb than others, but
Let me cut in real quick, Brian. Just let
I
everybody
was
know.
about to cut in, too.
Yeah.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
It is the Walker County Coach Show, and it's a special edition, really, because we didn't have any coaches show up tonight.
Right.
Jasper is off, and on the bye week,
And
Coach
we got
Reeves
other
is out.
coaches lined up
Yep.
for the next few weeks, and we just had Dora's coach on, so we didn't want to bring him 2 weeks
Right.
in a row. And I was going to say, people, you still got 30 minutes to get down here to Crawfish Warehouse. We'll be here. It's a great atmosphere. All the games are going to be on television tonight. We got Major League Baseball. We got NFL games on tonight. The crowd just got a little unruly here. I noticed we got about 4 kids that walked in. And so we're going to try to keep our language to PG level here.
Yeah, well, we're going out over the air. We're doing that anyway.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's
We're doing
right.
that anyways.
Because I'm telling you right now, if the FCC would bust anybody, it's probably going to be me.
It's definitely going to be WJLX.
Yeah.
it's going to bust me for noise pollution.
But on the menu tonight, man, King Crab Legs are back, baby.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I know. I did crab legs last week, and so then I saw the crab legs, the king crab legs, popped up. For
I mean,
like
that's
20
not a regular
was it?
crab. That's
no,
the king crab.
it's the king crab. $45 a pound. You get a cob of corn and maybe like a sausage or something to go along with it.
Yeah.
Man, that's a deal. I
Oh,
saw some crab legs cracking out there already tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
I can hear them from here.
I know it.
All right, matey, bring us the crab legs.
Back to you, Hale, after that quick segue to promote Crawfish Warehouse.
As we transition to the Coach Reeves show here at,
Yes.
at the 6:30 hour.
That's right.
The bottom of the hour.
Coach Reeves is not here, by the way. And if I'm not mistaken, I hope he's traveling well tonight and safely because he's out scouting teams.
Do we need to tell him?
Well, I mean, people know. Coaches are out scouting.
They never stop
That's a
working, right?
ritual
I'm
during
not
bye
going.
weeks.
I'm
Yep.
not going to tell you which team he's
That's right,
scouting.
that's right.
Yeah, we won't get that away.
Yeah.
But.
Right.
Well, let's just speak on Jasper and their playoff race. They really only need one more win to get in. We can go ahead and put that out there. But the next 2 games, which are, of course, Muscle Shoals and Hartselle, that's going to be the determination of, A, who's going to be a region champion, B, who's going to be at home, or C, who's going to have to travel. Pretty much, we can look at it as one on the road, one at home. That's all going to decide it.
Let's just go ahead and say that win is coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they beat Muscle Shoals or Hartselle, Columbia's on the schedule.
I was about to say, if
And
they
they-
lose to Columbia, something's
Yeah.
wrong.
And by the time we get to that game, Columbia has lost 100 games in a row. So okay, we're going there. But Muscle Shoals next week is a huge game. I think it's
is.
even a bigger game than Hartselle, just for the mere fact that Jasper beat Muscle Shoals last year in a huge upset, where nobody thought they'd even be on the field with them. And now this year you've got a better Jasper team against a better Muscle Shoals team. And Muscle Shoals is going to want that win at home.
And something that the Jasper Viking faithful has been doing is traveling on the road. We've only had 2 away games so far, but the visitors, section we've been packing it out. So
Both
we've got to
games.
keep that going. So everybody out there listening, everybody here at Crawfish Warehouse,
Yes.
put that on your calendar for next Friday night, and let's all go to Muscle Shoals.
Well, and they went to Decatur and had more people at Decatur than Decatur did. And then I would say the Coleman game, we had just about as many people as they did, and we were louder than Coleman.
They didn't travel well.
No,
They did not travel well.
no.
Is that being the only region matchup at home? No. We've had 2 region matchups.
No, I'm
at
talking
home,
about the
right?
Coleman game.
Oh.
When we went to Coleman,
Oh,
we
that's
had
right,
almost
yeah.
as many
I didn't get
people
to
as
go
they
to that one,
did.
yeah.
You didn't go to that one.
I didn't get to go.
Our home game so far, Athens was there, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
We're 3-0 in the region. Is that
We're
right?
3-0 in the
Yeah.
region.
So,
Well,
there
and
you
one
go.
other thing that you got to think about, too, with Muscle Shoals, there's a Walker County Tide there. Scott Basin
Oh, yeah,
is their coach there. And he's not going to let them slip up again like that.
no, he's a
I
heck
bet
of
you
a
he's
football
had
coach.
this circled for 365 days.
Yeah.
What was that matchup like last year?
Last year, Jasper came out quick, and Muscle Shoals came out flat. They couldn't move the ball. They were fumbling, a lot of turnovers. Defense shut down their run game. And so, Baston, you could tell on the sidelines, he was redder than Brian's hat and all. He was just furious.
Your
And-
shirt, your shirt's red.
Yeah. And well,
For those at home.
Yeah, it is. It is red. It is red.
He
He's wearing
wasn't-
an Alabama Crimson Tide hat.
He was not sure what shirt he put on when he left the house.
Yeah. So
That dementia's catching up, guys. Sorry, I am
Yes.
the old man at this table.
So I would say these next 2 games are crucial. Jasper needs to win one of them, I feel, to secure a home first-round playoff.
Yeah, and I think that is an important thing.
Yeah.
You want that first round at home, and it puts you in just a better seating. Like, you
Yeah.
need that. Class 6A is a booger.
It's a juggernaut.
Of a gauntlet, you know, like
It is.
there's a lot of good teams in 6A. I honestly think if Jasper was still in 5A, they're one of the top 3 teams in 5A.
Oh,
right
Oh,
no
yeah,
doubt.
absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt at all. And guys, we talked about this earlier today. I just have a feeling that you call it spider sense, whatever else that you want to call it, but I feel like we're going to be talking about Jasper with a deep playoff run, at least third round or so.
Oh man, don't let Coach
Yeah, I was about to say,
Reeves
don't-
hear
yeah,
this.
I hope
Brian,
he's
I hate
not
it when you do
listening.
This
this.
is the Coach
I
Reeves
hate-
show. You're normally sitting down by now, Brian.
But
Reeves,
remember, guys,
He would have just tapped me on the shoulder. He would have been doing this. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Coach.
So me and Nick need to prepare for Coach Reeves to be calling in and be like, Brian, I hope I did not hear what you just said.
Yeah, don't let Brian Hill come back. That's what he's going to say.
okay, Winston County, whatever you say.
I hope you enjoyed your one game on the sidelines this year.
Yeah.
Brian.
Right.
That's
He's
what
gonna
I'm going
revoke
back
that
to.
pass.
Carbon Hill, guys, basically, they have to win out against Winfield, Phil Campbell, Midfield, and Gordo.
Well, that
to
ain't
get
going to
it.
happen.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, who was that?
Carbon Hill,
Yikes.
They got to beat Winfield and Gordo,
yeah.
and that's
And Phil Campbell, the team that beat Oakman.
yeah. I mean, that's a tough task.
That's
But like I said earlier, I think with teams like Carbon Hill, with Curry, with Dora, it's all about, you know, like we're not going to make the playoffs this year, but we have a young team that we need to get experience. So next year we're not talking the same way.
And Curry
Absolutely.
has made a step in the
Oh,
right
yeah,
direction.
and they
Yeah,
have,
huge.
Yeah.
Huge step.
And really, for these teams, the way I would be approaching this, especially when I see a schedule like this, is I'm going ahead and I'm starting my evaluations for next year
Yeah.
Yeah,
to be
absolutely.
able to kind of see where we're going to be weak at, that we need to kind of put a lot of focus in finding camps for these guys for either linemen, skill camps, 7-on-7 matchups to be able to get that evaluation process going.
Absolutely. Cordova, they've got to have 3 of the next 4 wins in their favor, and that's going to include Fayette County, which we just talked about. That's who they play this week. And then they've got games against Dora, Fultondale, and Haleyville, which are all winnable, but they can't stumble. That's
No.
the whole thing
Yeah.
about it. You could stumble maybe against once, twice, you're out.
Well, and Fayette County's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough game. But both of you guys said, you know, you think they're going to be right there.
Yeah.
Now, the one that's going to be the game that I think that you look at and you think you better not overlook that team is Dora,
Yep.
because Dora has improved, and that's the biggest rivalry for both those schools. And crazy things always happen in that game.
And isn't that the biggest rival for really Walker County schools?
It's the longest
running?
rivalry
It is.
in Walker County, and I mean, and we've talked about this before. Years ago, it was so bad. Like, people have been shot and killed over Dora Cordova games.
When
Like,
did
that's
that happen?
No joke. Way back in the day, it was way back in the day.
It was a lawless time.
Yeah, back in the lawless era, and it was also where all the miners would like come out of the mines straight from the mines, don't go home, take a shower or anything. They got all their dirt all over them, and they're on both sides, you know, like cheering for the teams. Way back in the day, so
Shooting at each other.
probably shooting at each other. Now the shootings did not happen at the game.
Oh, okay.
No, they happened at Green
shooting-
Top, didn't they?
It wasn't Green Top. Please no.
McDonald's.
Let's not spread that. But it was
trap.
at an old
McDonald's.
honky tonk kind of hangout place.
McDonald's.
Yeah, and the McDonald's in Dora, I don't know. It could
Mc-
be a shady
The McFlurry
situation.
machine wasn't
The
working.
McFlurry wasn't working, and
Never
somebody
is.
got shot over it.
Never is.
So this could be like a live at 9 story. You could kind of give like the history of this rival.
You've hit on that before.
Yeah,
You have hit
yeah.
on it before.
I actually have a friend who really knows the rivalry. I need to get him to come in that week on Live at 9 and tell about the Dora Cordova rivalry.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think so.
Curry needs to beat number 6 Good Hope this week before we can even talk further.
Does Curry have any more winnable games on their schedule?
Yeah, Fultondale.
Yeah, Fultondale.
Okay. Can
No.
they? Can they?
That's not going to put him in the playoffs, though.
That's not gonna.
No, it's not going to put him in the playoffs. It will only go through Good hope. So, guys, I think we can just throw that out there, kind of like Carbon Hill, and just say that's what you got to do.
Well, and I don't,
Dora.
yeah, and I don't want to say that's not doable. Like Curry could. I've seen games where, I mean, you've heard about David and Goliath. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Curry could win that game. I don't want to say they can't, but it's a tall order for sure.
It's a tall order, but the thing that I've really been trying to stress every week is this is probably the best I've seen Curry look in a long time.
Oh yeah.
And so I feel that they got a step in the right direction. And like Coach Cordell, I talked to him last time that he was here because I was here as well. And he's got a lot of these guys that are doing football. They're going to be wrestling as well.
Yeah.
Because he was telling me, he says, hey, some of these guys that you've been seeing on Friday night, they're going to be coming and wrestling.
Oh yeah.
And so he's giving them a good off-season program to make them stronger and faster.
Are they wearing masks and stuff, or is this?
He
Lucha
said that
Libres?
he said
or
that
is this
he's
that,
waiting.
Is this
for,
that fake wrestling that you coach?
Well, yeah, I mean, you could say that,
Wait,
but
wait.
yeah.
Don't just
you gotta
inject
kinda,
your
yeah.
NEW
I
wrestling.
handle professional
fake.
wrestling.
it's still real to him.
It's still real to them.
Yeah.
No, let me just say,
We're more of the
I've got to say, the wrestling that these guys do is incredibly difficult, and anybody that gets out, and I really do think football coaches should push their players to wrestle.
Amen.
If they're not playing, I mean, put your wide receivers and your skill position guys in basketball or whatever. But if you're on the line, or even if you're a running back
or a linebacker.
yeah, you guys they should be in there wrestling, because there's so many of the techniques that go over. We've got,
I mean, just a little plug for Jasper. We've got some of our linemen that are starting are out there with us and going to be with us this year, and some linebackers as well. So, they're going to see some improvement. And Coach Reeves has been really pushing, saying, hey, if you don't got anything going on, you're going to be wrestling.
Oh yeah. Well, and you got Coach Otis is an excellent wrestling coach.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
then
Coach,
when you got somebody like Hezzy Morgan that's
as
in
your
there
assistant,
teaching these kids not just about wrestling, but just life in general, Hezzy Morgan's got some stories.
oh,
You
he's
need to
got-
have Hezzy on.
I really do need to have Hezzy on live at 9.
Hezzy and Woody in there with you would be.
Oh yeah, and they
epic.
went to school together.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they graduated
Man.
together.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And
We gotta make
see,
that
and
happen.
Hezzy,
What if we could have them wrestle each other?
Wow, let's
Hey,
do it on the,
Hezzy
count, on
rolls
the
on the
courthouse
mat and
square.
stuff with them.
Yeah, on the courthouse
I mean,
square.
I told.
Bring your
Here's a main event for you.
corner death match. I don't know, what do they call that thing? I don't know.
James, you can schedule this as the main event for your next show, and we'll just take a small portion of the
Right.
proceeds for
That'd be a
Jasper High
great
School
fundraiser.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Is Hezzy Morgan, Mike Jackson main event.
Oh, my
I'm going
goodness.
to tell you right now, Hezzy Morgan would break Mike Jackson. And I love Mike Jackson.
Oh, I love
He
Mike
retired.
Jackson too.
He retired.
We're going to take our final break, and
Oh, we're
we'll be
taking a
back
break.
with Dora in the playoff matchups next and follow on. So, everybody, tune in and join us. Welcome back in, everybody, to the Crawfish Warehouse, WJLX. Wow.
What you reading there, James?
What you reading?
I'm reading the menu. Oh, I got to put my microphone back down. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm reading the Crawfish Warehouse menu, trying to decide what I'm going to get because there's so many things. Every week I try something different, and it's always delicious.
You want to get the specials in here? What are the
Yeah,
specials
what's the
tonight?
specials tonight? We got specials?
Whole flounder,
Oh.
pan-seared ahi tuna with homemade sesame seed sauce,
Oh, wow.
fried wonton chips, and then we have a trout dish.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Everything
Wow.
sounds good. And I wanted some sort of grilled fish, so what's the best out of that?
Shrimp and crawfish pasta. What about a
Ooh.
grilled fish option? Is that
Yeah.
trout or the catfish, mahi?
Let's go trout.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
I'm glad we just did that right over
I'm
here.
glad we did that on the air.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
And let me
That's-
put my menu back up so everybody sees it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see the
Crawfish
logo?
Warehouse. I got some great
Yeah.
specials. We just named them off. But come down here and taste them for
Come
yourself.
down, and we're going to be done in a few minutes.
Yeah.
But come down. We got NFL football tonight. We've got Major League Baseball on TV. The wings are excellent. Is what was just told us from the crowd. And we got a party going on right in front of us here with about 4 different kids
Yep.
going crazy.
I heard the shots
Yeah.
were coming here in a second.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jello shots are coming to this table.
And anybody watching the Major League Baseball, the Cubs are up 3-0 and fixing to win this series
Uh-oh.
over the
nice.
Padres.
There we go.
There
All right.
you go.
Hey,
Clincher.
we got more teams to
Yes.
talk about.
Run
Let's get
through 'em
back
real
on
quick.
this track.
Well, let's move on to Dora. Guys, they have to win out because they are 0-3 in region play. That means Haleyville, Cordova, Curry, and Good Hope all have to be wins. Obviously,
Wait,
know-
that's not that tall of an order, though, is it?
well, Good Hope
Well,
is.
That's what I was
good
about to
hope.
say.
Good hope. Okay.
And obviously, I wouldn't look past Cordova. That's a rivalry game. You never know what's going to happen
Well,
in
or
that.
Curry either. I mean, I really think that Dora Curry game this year is going to be a close one that could go either way. But it seems like Dora's kind of getting a little more in the right
That was at
direction.
Curry.
Yeah. Let's see what Dora does this week with Haleyville before we kind of.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, too, because, I mean, you look on there, Dora could easily win 3 out of the 4 of those.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, looking at Oakman now, guys, anything is possible. Oakman has just basically had one loss, and that was to Phil Campbell. Here's the clinchers. They've still got Winfield, and they've still got Gordo, which is tonight. The big, really clincher to me is Vinemont. Vinemont's out there undefeated, but really hadn't played a whole lot. So I could see Oakman potentially that Vinemont be a clincher game.
Yeah. Oakman's one of those, and they've made it to the playoffs in recent years, even with like 3 or 4 wins. They're one of those in that region. Sometimes just a 3 or 4 win season can get you in.
That's right.
And that's what they're kind of looking towards here. Vinemont's going to be tough, though.
Yeah, Vinemont is going to be tough. Patrick, I mean, the
Yeah.
road's open for them.
Yeah, the road's open for them, and to take one of the analogies that James said earlier,
Don't
the
be
wis-
stealing my analogy.
let me rephrase that. The wisdom and knowledge.
Right. Yes, I like
you know,
that.
From,
I like the way that sounds.
you know, from you.
Boy, that's getting
this-
thick in here.
Yeah.
Anything's possible in this. It's literally a David and Goliath matchup with Oakman being David in this aspect, and they got a Goliath of a schedule to finish up the season on.
Yep.
And so I agree. Anything's possible.
And you're a youth pastor. You know David won.
Oh, I've got I actually talked about David recently
There you go.
in one of my lessons.
Yeah.
So
Addison, which is the Goliath over most of the region, guys, they've really only got one real challenge remaining. That's Meek. Outside of that, I've looked through that region, and they should easily dominate with teams that are losing by whole bunches. I don't see Addison losing except for anybody but potentially Meek.
Right.
yeah, I agree.
And to jump on the next one, Meek, they need to beat Shoals Christian, Cherokee, and Vina, and really none of those teams are that great.
That's an understatement,
Yeah.
especially in the regards of Cherokee and Vina. I mean,
Yeah.
these are teams that standardly get beat by Meek, 40 or 50 to nothing. So Meek, if they can go ahead, this is going to be their real test along with Addison. If they can win this week, I think they're into the playoffs. Now, where they situate, that's going to really matter of what happens with Addison.
Yeah, because say if they kind of went out there and lose to Addison, you're looking at maybe a 4 seed possibly. But if you get Addison, you can get a 3, and your road looks a little bit more possibility that you might can get to a second round.
Absolutely. Well, Lynn has key matchups this week against Berry and Hubbardsville still to decide the top spots. Now, a loss to either Marion County or South Lamar is going to really ruin playoff hopes. But if they win those 2 games, which are very winnable, South Lamar hadn't won a game. Marion County, I believe, is 2-3 at this point. Lynn's really road goes through Berry and Hubbardsville. What do you guys think?
You know, Hubbardsville's one of those teams that's always been about average. You know, and they've had some very good teams in the past. But I can't really think of a time where they haven't been below average. And so that's going to be a very good key matchup. I would say that the key's going to be more Hubbardsville than Berry, in my opinion, in that aspect for them to be able to get to the playoffs.
Lynn's going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're going to. I think they'll win out, actually.
You think they'll win out?
Yeah, I think so.
I would definitely love to see it. Guys, we've already talked about Winston County. They're in a 6-team region. Right now, they can't afford another loss.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds, being 1-1 in region play, they're in a 6-team region. So there's not a whole lot of room for movement.
And they've got to finish up with 3 wins, which, I mean, I think they're probably going to be favored in each of those games. There may be one that's a pick 'em, but I think they're going to be favored and should be able to make a playoff.
Well, and I think Nick's going to be very upset if they don't make it because that's been like his favorite team to pick and talk about on the scoreboard show.
Yeah. Nick,
I hate we didn't get a chance to go up there and cover them. Honestly, great school, great kids, great history up there of some football, and unfortunately, didn't get that opportunity. Would have loved to help support those young athletes up there.
maybe one
Absolutely.
day. Maybe one day.
Well, guys, this is going to wrap it all up. Want to remind everybody, come on down to the Crawfish Warehouse. They've got all sorts of great stuff on the TV, and the food is immaculate.
I was going to say,
Love
they
it.
got good stuff on the TV, but they got better stuff on the menu.
Yes,
That's
they
why I was just
absolutely
looking
do.
at it. I was looking through there to see what I would want to order.
Anything is good. Like Brian's not a big spicy Cajun-y type person, but he loves the hamburger. Says it's the best hamburger in
yeah.
town.
Well, see, I was looking at the hamburgers and I was looking at the
Can't
shrimp.
go wrong.
Yeah, and
Can't go wrong.
I love any of the Cajun food. If you like shrimp, crawfish, pasta, they've got it tonight. It is outstanding. And then like any of the gumbo, they have a black-eyed peas and Conecuh sausage, so good with rice, really good. Like anything's gonna be good that you try.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds so good.
They need to
Doesn't
pay
it?
you for that endorsement, man.
Yeah,
They
I
really
was about to
should.
say, you're giving them some good advertisement tonight.
Well, let's hope they get that food over there pretty quick, because I'm about to go eat.
I
Well,
think I'm going to join you.
you know something on the hounds of that? I think we should all do it. So for Timmons, Phillips, Anna, and myself, Brian Hale, saying so long, everybody. We will see you tomorrow night. And if you have a chance, swing on by for Crawfish Warehouse. So long, everybody.
I think